Alright, so we're back. Another day of horse racing. Try to get these Umas leveled up. And working on our career goal. See if we can finally get a champion. Alright, let's try it with Sakura today. Let's see her scenarios. She doesn't have to run any long races, so we can just focus. She's got an turf, sprint, front, and pace. All right. And she's got 20% bonus on speed and 10% bonus on wit. All right, can we raise her potential any? Nope. Can't raise her potential. Alright. So let's see what they're talking about with auto select. We're gonna add a guess. This will give us an AN mile also. And this puts us where we get a 10% boost in speed, 12% boost in stamina, and 29% boost in power. Alright. And her running style is front and pace, so that should be okay. Maybe might want to look about more in speed than power. Alright, so yeah, we're going to go with this legend here instead. Okay, and now we have 31 in speed and 22 in power. All right, so we have 3 in speed, 2 in wit. That sounds good. Let's go with the autos. Let's see. That's deck 1. All right, let's find something complementary. Probably speed again. All right, so now we have 4 in speed and 2 in wit. They don't necessarily like that. Do we need a scenario link or do we need to choose something else? Nope. Go with auto select. Let me see if I can get away with changing this one. We'll keep that one. All right, yeah, start our career. And we're going to try to do a speed run through this. Try to get through her career as fast as possible. 11 turns until our initial race. Alright. So, gonna go with guts. The exclamation point kind of guides us into where we want to go. Alright, power. Help us towards our friendship and additional boosts. Alright, now speed. We have and we're going to go ahead and rest early. Okay, got a hint for a ramp up. Alright, gonna go with guts again. Stamina. Alright, we're building up on stamina. Stamina again. Alright, we're gonna go with recreation. See if we can boost our mood. Alright, so we got our mood to great. Are we gonna get any energy? Nope, didn't help necessarily with energy. So we're gonna need to rest. Alright, we got our energy levels back up. Alright. Gonna go with speed. And go with speed again since we're getting 21% bonus on speed. We're not going to use any of the skill points for the initial race. Our junior make debut. Alright, let's review the results of this race. First place for Sakura. Alright, won by 6 lengths. Alright, so we're in the right places with our stats. We're on the right path. Our skill points are going up a lot. Alright, we got 8 turns before the next race. Alright, gonna go up. We're gonna go ahead and rest from now. Energy's up. Alright, go with speed again. Mainly gonna be putting most of the training in speed and wit initially. Then we'll probably spread it around as needed. Stamina, get us over 100 on stamina. Alright, let's try to get a race in before that. Alright, so pretty sure most of these races are going to be sprints. So our next race is a 1400 meter sprint, and we need more fans. So the mile is the only thing available. Both of these are recommended. So we'll go with the higher of the two, the G3, to see how we do. And let's see how we're doing in the fan department, if we're able to get any additional fans. Alright, we're the overall favorites for this. So just gotta run our race and we should win. Alright, we're off. And we're in the pace chaser position. So we're currently in 6th place, halfway through the race. Doing what we need to do. Alright. Coming down the final stretch. And this is not our best race. However, we should get a few fans out of this, but now we know where to work on. And probably need to add to our skills base. To make sure that this does not happen again. Alright. And we'll be right back. Alright. So, not our best race. So let's look about some of the skills we can use. Iron Will is the biggest one that's available, but that's at 288. But I think we're gonna go with Shoot for Victory right now, and potentially try to get another race in before this junior stakes race. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and rest. Stamina. If we're on a roll with the training, then we'll just keep going with the training. But if there's not a bonus to be had, which there's not, then let's look about a race. All right, 1400 OP. I think that'll do us a little bit better. You don't necessarily want to do a pre-OP. So let's go with this Momiji Stakes 1400 meter race. And let's see how we perform in the pace position. All right, we're the favorites out of 16. All right, for this 1400 meter race. All right. All right, currently in 4th position. Okay, past the halfway point in the race. That class rep speed kicks in. And it's us all the way to the end with that. All right, so that's a first in this race. Sakura with the win. In the Momiji Stakes. All right. And let's see how many fans we get. 2,300, almost 2,400. So that's what we needed to get us back on track. All right. More stamina is what's being called for. And one more day. All right, now it's race day. Is there another skill we can add on? Frenzied front runner or flustered front runner. All right, we're currently a pace chaser, so we're gonna go with flustered front runner as the skill we want. All right, let's head into this G2 race, this junior stakes, and see how we do. And we're currently 5th in the 5th paddock. Alright, and let's see how this race goes. Alright. Our starts are a little bit slow, but we managed to speed up to the 3rd position. And let's see if we have enough top speed to get us there. Looks like we do. And there we go. And we end up being the winner for this one. Alright, by 3 lengths. Almost 5,700 new Almost 5,700 new fans, almost to the 10,000 mark. Getting closer and closer. Okay, so we met our second goal. Alright, now we have to run in the spring stakes, another G2 race. Alright, let's keep training for that. We'll rest to start off. Recover some energy. So we're gonna put this towards stamina again. Alright, we need to start putting some more towards speed. Since we have that bonus for speed. As well as that bonus on wit. Alright, so let's look about a race. Alright, the spring stakes is 1,800 meter mile race. It's a little bit longer. Alright. We'll schedule this G. This a right inner. Okay. So we'll schedule this right outer, so that gives us one more day of training. And then we're gonna go with power. All right. All right, let's go ahead and race. This Kisaragi show. All right, from the pace chaser position, again. Let's see if we can do it without any new skills added. All right, start on the outside. And we're in pretty good position, currently in third, but there's a pack of pace chasers. And one just broke out, another one. Starting to fall back a little bit. Still within striking distance. And we're going ahead and make our move now. And let's see if we can maintain our top end speed to the finish line. And there we go. Alright, and end up winning by a lot. Alright, up to 1,500 fans. Gonna rest. Gonna add a little bit more to power. And now it's gonna be the day of the race. Let's see if we can add anything to skills. Alright, we said this was a mile race. Alright, so this is a mile race. The next race is going to be a sprint. Alright, so let's try find a skill that just helps us in general. So lay low or ramp up does both. Slightly increase velocity when passing another runner mid-race. Slightly recover endurance when the way ahead is jammed early. It's usually jammed early, so we're going to lay low. Alright, and go into this spring stakes. Alright, we're the third favorite in this race. We're not first because it's not a sprint, it's a mile. A little bit longer, 1,800 meters. Alright, it's raining. And we're off. As predicted, the front's going to be jammed. Using one of the skills. And to fluster the front runner, and now we're using our main skill to get to the front. And we were able to maintain for the win. Alright. Another goal met. Alright. Came in first in this spring stakes. We got 3 more turns to get us where we need to. We don't have max energy, but here comes some inspiration. Everybody can do with a little inspiration. Secure included. Sakura included. Okay. We're gonna go with speed. We're gonna go with wit. And lastly, we're going to go with power. Alright, so some of the day of the race, the IO stakes. And we're going to have to wait on these skills. Could do frenzied front runner. But I think I'm gonna hold off. Alright, this is a G3 race. It's another G3 sprint. We've been doing decent with these G3 sprints. And we're second favorite. Alright, so this G3 and the IO stakes, we're off. Better start than we usually do. than we usually have up to this point. Alright, coming around the last corner. Use our skill to fluster the front runners. Let's see if we can catch her. Nope. Ogre cap for the win. That's our first. It's our first loss in a while. But that's still good enough to get us an additional 2,300 plus fans. And to build up our skills. Okay, next one's a G1 race. 7 turns away. Alright, sir. Alright. Kind of messed that up right there. Gonna have to go into the infirmary to cure one of the conditions. Alright, we are recovered. Got a little bit of energy back. Alright, we're gonna go with rest and relaxation. Additional speed training. More speed training. Alright. And we're going to go at recreation to get our mood back up from bad to good. Alright, we were able to accomplish that. Alright. Iron Will, recover when the way ahead is crowded. Wait and see. Slightly decrease fatigue when positioned towards the back. Alright, we're a pace chaser. Here we go. Pace chaser straight away. We're gonna go with that one. To aid us in this race. Alright, so this is the sprinter stake, 1,200 meters. Alright, six pace runners were one of them. Only 2 front runners. Alright, should make for an interesting race where we dropped down to 7th favorite since it's a G1. We're still capable of hitting our goal, though. Okay. We finished 6th. We did not hit our goal. So I'm going to go ahead and try again. Okay. We'll see how this second attempt goes. Alright. Not in the best position. It's actually falling back. Alright, let's try again. Alright, Alright, so this is our third attempt to get over this hump in our career. Alright, better positioning than the first two races. Alright, shooting for victory kicked in. And we're able to finish second. Alright, so any little bit helps. Alright. We're less than 1 length behind. Got 8,000 fans off that. However, from here on out, got to put as much into speed as possible. 11 turns to do so. Next race is a G3, so that should be comfortable for us depending who all's in the race. We're going to go ahead and rest. Alright, speeding in. Speed. I got a rest. More in the speed. Speed again. Alright, mood's great. Got a lot of bonuses. Speed again. Our speed's starting to go up a lot more. Gonna go ahead and rest. 2 more turns. Alright, speed. Speed again. Alright, it's race day. I'm gonna save what we have for now since it's a G3. Actually, it's a G1. Alright, so that got me rethinking. Alright, for this G1, we need to finish top 3. I don't think we'll be ranked in a top 3 favorite, so we're gonna go back and get long shot as a skill. Alright. Shokyo Turf 1200. Alright, we're the 3rd favorite in this one. Just gotta live up to it. Okay, starting off in a better position. Able to use the pace chaser skill early. Coming around the final corner. Able to accelerate out of there. Are we going to be able to catch the front runner? Alright, we are actually getting past, but no, we came back at the end. Alright, good for us. Add another trophy to the collection. Alright. And now we're over 50,000 fans. We made it to the gold tier. Alright. So our next race is in 5 turns. Just going to keep adding the speed. Maybe add a little to power. But first, some inspiration. Alright, went up 45 in speed, 17 in power. That's going to be a big boost. Alright, gonna have to rest. I'm gonna go up in wit to get a little bit more energy. Alright, speed again. And then there's a high failure rate for a lot of these, so we'll just rest on the last day to be on the safe side. Alright, race day. Recover endurance when the way ahead is jammed early. Ramp up. Increase velocity when passing another runner. Prepare to pass. Slightly increase ability to break out of the pack on the final corner. That's kind of what we want. Okay. So we're going to learn that skill. Alright. And we have this sprint stake. That's a G3. We're the favorite for this G3 race. Alright, so let's see what we can do. Okay. Currently second. That's our pace chaser strategy, and we're fairly close to the front runner. So that's going to definitely help us when our acceleration kicks in and then that final push. And not even Ogre Cap can catch us. Alright, so that was first place. Another trophy in the collection. Alright. Alright, we have to finish first in all these other races, G3, G2, and then 2 G1s, so. Alright, don't get any actual rest in between this. Is there any skills we can purchase in between? Just gonna hold off. Alright, this is the CBC show. Another 1200 meter race. Alright. We're favored in this G3. And we're off using that Pace Chaser straightaway skill right away to get in a good position. Alright, we're at the halfway point through the race. Our shooting for victory skill kicks in. A little far back, but let's see if we can make up the pace. Yep. And we ended up being first. Only by half a length. But we'll take the win, considering we had 0 time in between to do any training between this race and the last race. Another 5,600 fans. Alright. So another goal reach. Alright, we have 3 turns to our next goal. We have most of our energy. So we're going to start off with speed. We're going to go back in for wit. We got back a little bit of energy. And the last place we're going is back speed. We're currently a B+ on speed. Alright. Do we have enough points for skills? Alright, so we're going to go with hydrate, slightly recover endurance mid-race. As the skill we want to learn. Alright. Centaur Stakes, G2 race, 1,200 meters. Alright, only one front runner. 5 other pace chasers. Those are mainly who we have to worry about. Every now and then you have to worry about a few horses coming in late. Alright, one front runner broke out, but using our fluster front runner skill to reel her back in. Alright, then accelerate out, shooting for victory, prepare to pass, using a lot of our skills to get in position for the win. Okay. Alright, reach another goal. Now we have 2 more G1s to run before the UFA finale qualifiers. However, we got to finish first in both of these. Alright. Another back-to-back race. I don't have enough points for an additional skill, so just got to go into this G1 Sprinter Stakes immediately. And we need a first place finish. Let's see if we're able to do that. Alright, not the best start for us, but we're climbing. Alright, Flustered Runner, using that skill. Accelerating up. Coming around the outside. Alright, was able to pull away at the end. Alright, was able to win a G1 trophy, get 100 carats, get another 19,000, so we're getting close to that 100,000 fan mark. Alright, if we win this last race, that should put us there. And this is the best we've done so far through this campaign. This is our 5th day playing this game. Okay, so let's go ahead and rest. Get that energy level up. Alright, work on speed. And speed again. Alright. That's a much bigger boost on speed. It's race day. Is there any skills we can get? Alright. We're towards the end, so we're going to go with Frenzied Front Runner. Any little bit helps as far as our skills that we're looking to use. And as we try to meet this goal of first place in the mile championship, this is our last race. This is our 9th goal, the very last one that we need in order to start to wrap up our full campaign. So if we're able to wrap up this full campaign, that should get us to the UFA. Alright. Fairly decent start. Alright, still in the top 3 position. Alright, we're accelerating up, but so is everybody else. So let's see how we do towards the end. Only one other horse to worry about. And we were able to make our goal, so yes, we're off to the UFA. And this should get us over 100,000 fans. Yep, over 100,000 fans. We'll reach platinum status now. Alright, goal completed. We achieved all our goals. And we're going to increase our speed some more. Unfortunately, we're going to have to rest. We're at A tier speed now. Alright, one more turn. We're going to go with speed again. We have 112. Do we have enough for... Don't have enough for anything new. We could potentially go long shot again. So we'll go long shot again. And this is the 1400 sprint. Alright. We're the 5th favorite, so yep. Good thing we did get that long shot skill. That'll help us a little. Alright, got a late start, but the long shot skill kicked in immediately. Using the front runner flustered skill to pull the pack back in. Okay, we're starting to pass. And we're using that class rep skill to win. Alright, we ended up coming up the middle instead of going on the outside like we usually do, but that wit skill's high enough that we figured it out. Alright, we're up to 118,000. So at the platinum mark. Alright, we get to advance to the semifinal, one day in between. Definitely gonna do some speed training again. See if we can get to A+. Alright, we're a solid A. This is a front runner skill. I don't know if we'll be able to use it, but I'll go ahead and get it anyway. I don't think he can hurt. Alright. 1200 semifinal. Still the 5th favorite. So that long shot skill should help from the beginning again. Alright, we're kind of in the middle. Alright, got a good start, didn't get a late start like in the last round. Alright, coming around the last corner in prime position. Alright, getting that velocity up. It's going to be tough. Are we going to be able to pass? Yep, that top end speed. With that A rating, that top end speed helps. Alright, got another basically 15k fans. And so far, chat, this is the best we've done. And we've advanced to the finals. Have one day before the finals. Definitely gonna try. Any skills we can get. Alright, no skills we can get, so that's in the finale, 1400 meters. If you enjoy what you're seeing, go ahead and give me a follow. If you can, this is the last race. For this career. Alright, using our hydrate skill, we're in the front pack. Not necessarily in the greatest position. We've dropped to the mid pack. Alright, but now we've used one of our skills to flush the front runner. Alright, we did not complete the job. We ended up finishing 6. Alright, but they're going to give us an opportunity to try it again. Our mood's going to improve temporarily. Our mood was bad before. Alright, our mood's at least normal. Alright, so giving us one more shot at this. Hopefully that'll help. Got a different starting position. Using that long shot skill, we're on the inside this time. And we're using that fluster front runner skill early. Using that hydrate skill to have something left at the end. Alright, shooting for victory skill. Kicked in earlier. Prepared to pass skill. And the class rep skill got us the victory, chat. Got us the victory. Alright, so this should be our first championship that we've gotten. This is a sprint championship. I'm going to go ahead and skip the song. Alright. You are a finale final sprint champion. 150 carats in the collection. And we made it to star status. Got another 45k fans. Alright, have 244 skill points. Alright, what should I get? Iron Will, ramp up, sprinting gear, wait and see, productive plan, updrafters, extra tank, huge lead, countermeasure, moxie. Already have pace chaser straight away. So probably one of these sprint, either countermeasure or huge lead. All right, so we're gonna go with countermeasure. Alright, that leaves us with 100 points. Is there anything else we can get with 100 points? It's kind of a lot of points to just be leaving on the table. Alright, so we learned that skill. And we're going to complete our playthrough. Alright. Got a B rank. 6610 rating. Alright, that's the best we finished so far these 5 days. Our sparks all 1 stars, but we did add a lot of skills. Inspiration, wit. Yep, these are all 1 stars. But this is the best we've done with Sakura. And out of those 17 races, we got 14 wins. So, pretty good. Bond level got to 3. Alright, we're collecting our rewards. 1,000 support points. 2 alarm clocks, 300 friendship points, and additional money. 27 chips. Alright, go ahead and edit our team. Alright, our team ranked up from an E2 to an E3. And that gave us 50 more carrots. Alright, so just unlocked some new features. Club and room match. Alright. Alright, so that's gonna pretty much do it for that campaign. And we're gonna probably start another career pretty soon. Gonna hold off on these pulls. Still only have rookie trainer. Okay, we got a few new ones. Alright, unlimited impact, make debut, run for your dreams, instinctive speed. Alright, we're gonna go with the unlimited impact as the title. Alright. Collect all these winnings. Alright, you're from the event mission. Alright, 50 career wins. A new unlocked story. We're gonna speed through that though. Our archive level should have went up also. Right motion. Alright, collect some more carrots. Okay, time to start another career. Alright, so let's see. Alright, just won it all with Sakura. Alright, who should I choose? Next, Vodka, Scarlet, Agnes, Measure Orion, Winning Ticket. Did good with these 2 miles. Let's see what we can do with a medium. Vodka, Scarlet, Ryan, Agnes. I think I'm going to end up going with Vodka. Okay. Since she's a mile and medium, mainly medium, gonna need more in stamina. Let's see. Alright, we're gonna go here. And let's change this up. Stamina, power, speed. Stamina, power, wit. Alright, let's see what we can do with this first legacy. I think we're gonna go here. All right. Let's see, auto select. I think I mainly need stamina bumps. Alright, heart. Alright. And we're going to start a new career with vodka. And see how far we can get. Alright, let's start off with some training. Alright, we're going to start off with power. Speed. Stamina. And our debut make race is a mile. Alright, we'll go with power. Alright. Let's see where we're low on. Guts. Alright, let's go with guts. Let's go with wit. We're gonna go with recreation and try to get the mood up. Alright, I got our mood up. Didn't help with the energy, so we're gonna have to rest. Alright, speed again. Stamina this turn. And power this last turn. And let's see how we fare on this first race with vodka. We just finished up a campaign with Sakura. We won the sprint championship. So this is day 5 playing. Alright, so we're going to skip the skills until after the first race. See how we do without it. This is a 1600 meter race, so a mile. So our strategy is going to be late. And let's see how we can do. Alright, we're listed as the favorite for this race. Alright, so we're mid-pack, a little bit past halfway through the race. Coming up on the final corner into the final straightaway. Currently second, now first. And Vodka ends up winning by 2.5 lengths. Alright, so that gave us 900 total fans. And off to our next goal, which is top 5ing a G1 in 10 turns. Alright, and this G1 is another mile race. Gotta have 1,000 fans though before you can participate, so we're gonna go ahead and rest on this first turn. And then we'll see about a race that's fitting for us. Alright, there's one coming up right now that's pretty decent. Alright, we're gonna sign up for this G3 in 2 more turns. Alright, so let's go back to training. Go up on guts. Alright, we're gonna have to go up on wit. And it's race day, so this is our scheduled race. The junior stakes. Niigata junior race. Alright. We're E in power, F plus in speed and stamina, and wit. Alright, this is our second race of the season, so let's see how we fare. Alright. Feeling a little rush. Halfway through the race, we're in our usual ideal position for late. Turn on acceleration with one of our skills. This was a G3 race. Our positioning wasn't the best. We ended up finishing 5th. I don't know if that's going to be enough to get us the 100 fans we needed to qualify for the next goal. Alright, got us 420. Alright, so we're going to spend the rest of the time training. Maybe one more race beforehand. Alright, we're gonna go with guts. Go with wit. Guts again. Alright, gotta rest. And we're gonna go with speed on this last one. Alright, before the race we have enough points to get a skill. Slight increased velocity when in the lead by a fair margin. Shooting a victory, long shot, straightaway recovery, ramp up, late surgery. Alright, and we're gonna go through this G1 race. Just need to top 5 minimum. We're just a 6th favorite, Sorry, we're the first favorite. So hopefully we should win this one. It's still early in the season. Yeah, we're off. Alright, mid-pack. Come around the last turn. Are we going to be able to break away? Acceleration kicks in. And that gets us... Let's see if they got us 5th or 6th. Alright, they got us 5th. Alright, so we need a skill that helps us maneuver. Plus wit will help us also maneuver through these crowds. Because once we're making our move, it's getting crowded. We're not going on the outside. Alright, 5 returns to the Tulip Show. Gonna rest first. Okay. We're gonna go wit. Stamina. 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 Getting the additional bonuses on stamina. Our mood went back to great. Alright, let's take a look at what skills we can learn. That ramp up skill is there. So it's a medium or a long. This is a mile. The next race is a mile. Alright, so we're mainly doing miles. Alright, so ramp up is what we're going to go with. Alright, this is a 1,600 meter race, a mile, the Tulip Show, 5,200 fans. And we're off. Alright, mid-pack. Let's speed up through this straight away. Alright, or towards the back of the pack. Acceleration gets us top 5 again. Alright, got us another 706 fans. Pushes us close to 3,000 fans for this campaign. Okasho is in one turn, so we're gonna spend our time racing in this G2. Alright, let's view results, see how we did. Alright, first. Alright, so with that first place finish in that G2, that's going to get us the amount of fans we need to participate in the next race. So this is going to be 3 races in a row. Hopefully that stamina kicks in. Alright, we did get inspiration leading into this race. Let's see what kind of inspiration vodka gets. Speed and stamina. 8 speed, 13 stamina, 9 power. Alright, we're gonna go ahead with long shot. Okay. Actually, instead of long shot, let's go with frenzied front runners. Actually, that doesn't seem like it's gonna benefit us that much. We're gonna go with long shot. Alright. This does put us at 3 consecutive races, but nothing we can do about it. They're still expected to be second favorite. And this is the Okasho G1. Alright, mid-pack to start. Ramping up using one of our skills early. And we're on the outside, which should help. Slick Surge. Currently in 6th place. Acceleration. To get us potentially 2nd place. Alright, yep, got us all the way up to 2nd place. Lost by less than a length. Alright, 2 turns onto the Japanese Derby. Gonna have the rest. And then put it on power. Alright, Japanese Derby is 2,400 meters. I think we're okay. We're at 20,000 fans at this G1 race, up for grabs. And they're off. We're on the inside. We have the innermost lane. Alright, nobody's really around me right now. We're trying to catch up to the front pack. Uphill running. We have enough power and stamina for that. Alright, we're coming on the outside. Fast without using any skills. Acceleration skill. Got us 5th place. Kind of ran out at the end, so I'm going to need to go up on guts. Seems the trainee having trouble managing her pace and wastes stamina as a result. Raising her wit can help keep her level-headed. Okay, so wit's actually a standard we need to go up on instead of guts. So finish top 5, 9 turns. I need to go up on wit a little bit. Alright. Let's see what the next one is. 2,000. Okay. I'm gonna go with wit. And let's see what else we have bonuses on. Have a bonus on speed and power. So, power. Get that bonus. Need 25,000 to run the next one. We are not there. Alright. A G3. 4,000 fans. Let's go ahead and run that race. Because we're going to need 25,000 fans to qualify for the next goal. Don't want to be rushing in order to make that next goal. So we're going to go ahead and race in this G3 race first. And this G3 seems a lot more doable. Alright, we're in 4th place when usually we're much further back. And we're climbing fairly early. And we're in 1st place coming out of the turn. Alright, so let's see how many fans we get and how far away we are from 25k fans. Well, here's a G3 trophy, 30 carats. Okay, we're under 1,000 away now from where we need to be. Okay, we're in rest and relaxation. And we're gonna go ahead and knock out this last race. G3 medium is a better preparation. So I'm going to go with that G3 medium to prepare. Alright, and if you like what you're seeing, go ahead and give me a follow if you can. Starting off in the late position, 8 out of 18, but we're able to climb early. $800 to go. And we're in third place without using our skills. Alright, now we're using acceleration. And we're able to pull it off at the end for first place. Alright, another G3 win. Alright, that gets us to 29K. Alright, so we meet the threshold for the next goal. Alright, and we're just going to concentrate as much as possible on improving. Alright. Alright, we're going to rest. Got that bonus on speed. So we're going to go up on our speed. We're going to go up on guts. Alright, race day, we have 251 points. Let's see where it'd be best spent. Let's see what we already have. Okay, so this is top 3. 2,000 meters. This is medium. This is our medium skill that we want. Alright, moderately avoid being surrounded mid-race. Okay. That leaves us with 139 left. Is there another skill? We're gonna go with Fluster front runners. Alright, we're going to learn those 2 skills. Alright, in anticipation of coming in top 3. Alright, so this is a G1 Shoka Show 2,000 meter race. Alright, we're off. Not the greatest start. Alright, we're mid-pack. Going into the final turn. And we need to finish top 3. Using that acceleration to get into the top 3. Alright, so met our goal again. Top 3 in the Shoka Show. That's another 3,500 fans. Alright, just gotta run this G3. Don't have to place. 3 turns to do it. So I'm gonna start off with wit. Stamina. And we're gonna go power. Alright, we're gonna go. We don't have to go with any skills this turn. We just have to run this race. So, for this race, 30,000 fans up for grabs. And we're the 11th favorite. Alright, so this is a long race. We're F rated for this long race. This is definitely not one of our better races. But we don't have to place. We just have to run it. Alright, 16 horses in the snow. Using a couple of our skills early to hopefully get in better positioning. But it's not looking that great overall. And we are currently in last place. This is not our type of race at all. Do we even get any fans for coming in last? 389. Okay, so I'm going to go back to our type of races, which are miles and mediums. Alright, got to place top 3 in the Victoria Mile. Alright. So we're going to go with power. Stamina. Speed. Fortunately, we got a rest, but our mood is still great. Alright, we're gonna go with speed again. Mood went down a little. I'm gonna go with power. We're a D plus in power. Alright, got some inspiration. And that inspiration is coming from whom? Alright. I went up 11 in speed. And it looks like it hit all 4 categories. Did not give us any energy though. Alright, we're gonna go up in power one last time. before this race. And we need to finish top 3 in this Victoria Mile. 1,600 meters exactly. And go updrafters as our skill we want. Alright, and it's a G1, roughly 10K, 10.5K fans up for grabs. Third favorite in this race. Okay, we need to break out of that backpack and start heading towards the middle. We're definitely not getting top 3. Oh, we didn't finish last this time. But 11th is not good enough. Alright, let's try again. Alright, our mood is great now. So hopefully that helps. Our late strategy is still an A+ rating. Alright, let's try again with this G1 race. Going downhill, up like flat. In a better position than last time, but not by much. Acceleration skill. And that got us there at the end. Potentially, either 3rd or 4th. Hopefully 3rd. 2nd. Alright, so putting a lot in power definitely helped for our late position. Okay, top 2, 1 turn to do it. Don't have a lot of energy. Let's see if Wit's got a much lower failure rating. We're gonna go with this friendship training. Alright, 85, firm conditions, summer runner, long shot. Alright, it's June. All of these skills could work. Alright, let's go with long shot. Skill. Alright, 13K fans up. Yasuda Kitten race. Alright. 2nd favorite. Alright, uphill. Still racing uphill. Coming around the corner now. Got the outside position. Top 2 is what we need to finish. Alright, did not make it. Ogre Cap came in second. Ended up coming fifth. So we're going to try that again. See if we can do a little bit better. See if we can get a better start. Alright, much better start this time. Already in a way better position. And we ended up winning from this position. Running on the outside to the victory. Alright, so we're over 50,000 fan. We're up to gold status. Alright, time for the Autumn 10 show. Gotta finish first in this one to reach our goal. 8 turns to do so. So, mainly gonna be putting everything into... It's a 2,000 meter race. It's mainly gonna be going into power. After some rest. Alright, rest and recreation. Alright, 4 more turns. Speed. Power. The last one's gonna have to be wit because we're down to just about nothing left. Alright, 80 points. Firm ground. Firm conditions. Alright, 15k fans up. 2,000 meters. Tenno Show Autumn. Have to finish first. We'll probably get 1 or 2 opportunities to do so. Second favorite. We'll see about that. Alright. Decent start. Ramping, going uphill. We have a lot of power, so we should start passing people early, and we're definitely doing that. We are definitely in a good striking position, just got to break out the pack. And did not make it that time. Took us forever to break out of the pack. End up finishing second. But need to beat Ogre Cap in order to get first. I thought she would have went to the outside or even the inside, but she stayed in the middle of the pack and took forever to break out. So got better starting position. Starting from the outside. If we stay on the outside, I think we have enough stamina that we can be okay. But we went to the inside. don't know if we'll make it. Nope, doesn't look like we're gonna make it. Alright, so didn't complete our goal. So that ended our career, made it to the last goal and didn't complete it. Finished second, but couldn't get that first. Okay. So made it to C rank. Made it to B rank earlier with Sakura. Made it to C rank with Vodka. Alright, and that's the best we've done so far with Vodka. Alright. Third tier bond. Alright, so won a lot of points, almost 80,000 points. Go ahead and edit the team. Went up again slightly, but went up. Still at E3 ranking. Alright, but that's going to do it for today. We ended up doing 2 careers. Went all the way with Sakura, was a UFA sprint champion, and made it all the way to the 10th goal with Vodka. Just gotta improve overall. So try again tomorrow to get these Umas where they need to be and improve as a trainer. Alright, thanks for checking out the stream. Talk to you later. See you tomorrow. Bye.